My dear child, imagine this moment clearly. You said something, just a few words, and right away, the person listening to you stopped in their tracks. They were completely shocked. It wasn't because you shouted or said something mean. No, it was because what you shared was so true and so heavy that their heart couldn't handle it right then. They stood there, frozen, their mind going blank, their heart beating funny, trying to make sense of it all. How could you say that? They thought you'd never have the guts to bring it up out loud. But you did, and now, without even knowing it, you've opened the first door to something really big in your life. Amen. This is blessing number 111. Now, pay close attention, because what came after that is even more surprising than you might think. As soon as your words hit their ears, it was like their whole life plan broke apart. All their secret ideas, their hidden hopes, everything they had in mind just fell to pieces, like glass shattering on the floor. They were so stunned because what you said unlocked a secret they'd kept hidden deep inside for a long time. They were ready for you to stay quiet, but not for you to speak the truth like that. And now, when you're not around, they're thinking about what you said again and again, wondering how you got so clear-headed, so brave, and so sure of yourself. They thought you'd lost that spark a while ago, but here you are, rising up in a way they never saw coming. They can't go back to how things were before. You've changed them just by speaking. Something really big is coming your way, and this is just the start of what they're not ready to face. Amen. This is blessing number 222. But wait, here's the part that might really surprise you. It's the thing they're hoping you'll never find out. Your words didn't just shock them for a second. They brought out a secret truth inside them that they'd been hiding. What you said wasn't just any random thing. It touched exactly the spot they'd been guarding for years. You said the one thing they were most afraid of hearing. Now, they're scared about what happens next. They thought they were in charge of how things would go, like they were watching you from above. But when you spoke, everything flipped. Now, you're the one with the power. You're the one they're keeping an eye on. You're the one they can't figure out anymore. They were stunned because they saw something in you, something that can't be stopped, something that's woken up, something holy and strong. And that energy in you is pulling you toward a future they can't get in the way of anymore. Something really big is waiting for you, and there's no stopping it. Amen. This is blessing number 333. My dear child, right after your words hit them, a quietness came over everything, so thick and heavy that even their own shadow seemed out in the open. They walked away acting like nothing happened, but deep down, they were shaking. They kept thinking to themselves, "How did you know that? How did you feel it? How did you find the bravery to say it out loud?" Your voice broke open a truth they'd locked away for so long. Something really big is coming your way, and they can already sense it coming like a big storm they can't run from. Amen. This is blessing number 444. Now, here's something they'll never say to anyone, not even their best friend. Your words made them doubt themselves. They had this picture of you in their head, one where you stayed quiet, small, easy to handle, and always the same. But when you spoke, that picture broke into pieces. They saw a new you, stronger, braver, without fear. And that scared them more than anything. Because now, they know you can't be bossed around, tricked, or used anymore. Your innocence has woken up. Your words are sharp, and just being around you is something they can't ignore. They were stunned not only by what came out of your mouth, but by the person you're turning into. Something really big is waiting for you, and luck is turning your way. Amen. This is blessing number 555. And listen well, because from here on, people will start showing who they really are. After hearing what you said, this person quietly looked at your online pages, what you've been doing lately, and old talks you had. They're trying to figure out where this new strength came from. They're afraid of how you're changing. They know you're moving to a better place in life, a bigger reason for being here, a path where you don't make yourself smaller just to make others feel okay. They feel your strength growing, and it puts at risk everything they made based on you staying quiet. They were stunned because you're not the old you they could guess or look down on. Something really big is waiting for you, and all the powers in the world are getting ready to show it to you. Amen. This is blessing number 666. My dear child, what you can't see is the mess your one sentence made when no one was looking. The person who heard you wasn't just shocked. They felt like their mask was ripped off, like they were backed into a corner. Your words touched a spot inside them that no one else ever reached. Now, they're walking around, thinking about what you said over and over, trying to understand how you got so bold, so smart, so steady. Something really big is waiting for you, and they can already tell that your success is about to change their whole world. Amen. This is blessing number 777. Let me tell you something even deeper, the thing they're trying so hard to keep secret. When you spoke, it wasn't just true words. It was like everything lined up perfectly. It was like fate was talking through you, and that frightened them more than anything in a long time. They thought they had you all wrong. They saw you as soft, unaware, not strong. But your words showed them how mistaken they were. So mistaken that now they're rushing to change their plans. They don't know what you'll do next. They don't know how much you really understand. They don't know how deep your inner sense goes. They don't know what else you might say. And their worry is building because they think your next step could show everyone what they've been hiding. Something really big is waiting for you, and your voice just started your big change. Amen. This is blessing number 888. Now, hear this part that will surprise you, because secretly, this person has begun watching everything you do. You've become someone they can't predict, someone who can't be stopped, and that makes them uneasy. They're talking to others, bringing you up, asking questions, trying to guess what you'll decide next. They never thought your change would start with just one sentence. They never thought you could change who has the upper hand so easily. Now, their whole life feels shaky because they know you're not coming from your old self anymore. You're coming from your true calling. And their biggest worry is that your truth will show their lies. Your clear mind will question their ease, and your strength will make them face what they've avoided. Something really big is waiting for you, and your words were the spark that started it all. Amen. This is blessing number 999. My dear child, the sound of your words is still bothering them. Every time they shut their eyes, they hear you, steady, without fear, impossible to deny. They weren't ready for the you that appeared that day. They thought you'd hesitate, doubt yourself, or stay quiet. But you gave them truth, wrapped in bravery, and it hit them so hard that their whole way of thinking changed in an instant. Something really big is waiting for you, and your big moment is already happening where you can't see it. Amen. This is blessing number 1010. Let me show you what they're keeping hidden now. Ever since you spoke, they've been thinking hard about what to do next. They're worried you see more than you let on. They're afraid you've figured out what they were trying to hide. They're scared you're moving to a place where they can't affect you at all anymore. That's why they've gotten quiet. That's why they're just watching instead of doing something. That's why what you said still echoes in them like a bell ringing a warning. They were stunned because you said the truth they hoped would stay buried. Something really big is waiting for you, and your strength is starting to change everything. Amen. This is blessing number 1111. And here's the surprise you didn't see coming, the secret they're keeping from everybody. After hearing you, they talk to someone else for advice about you. They're mixed up, feeling too much, and oddly threatened. They're trying to understand how you broke out of old habits you used to put up with. They're going over old talks, looking at how you looked, thinking too much about what you meant. They know something is shifting in you, something that can't be stopped. And deep inside, they worry that the next thing you say could bring out the truth they've avoided for years. Something really big is waiting for you, and this change can't be turned back. Amen. This is blessing number 1212. My dear child, when your truth came out into the open, something in them fell apart. They tried to act normal on the outside, but inside, a big storm started. Fear, surprise, mix-up, all at once. They never dreamed you'd say something so exact, so cutting, so right on time that it was like you knew their secret life story. They were stunned because you showed a strength they thought you didn't have. You spoke so clearly that it broke their wrong ideas about you, and now they don't know how to deal with the awake version of you. Something really big is waiting for you, and your voice just opened the next part of your story. Amen. This is blessing number 1313. But let me go deeper, because their reaction didn't stop there. After they left, they sat by themselves, quiet, stuck, looking at nothing, trying to figure out how you knew the thing they kept hidden. They're afraid of your innocence now, afraid of how well you see, afraid of how you look through fake faces that others don't even notice. They've started doubting everything about you, your sureness, your change, your sudden boost in spirit. They wonder who you're turning into, how much more you know, what else you could bring to light. They were stunned because your truth wasn't just words. It was a big reveal. Something really big is waiting for you, and their fear proves it. Amen. This is blessing number 1414. And here's the most surprising part, the thought that's keeping them up at night. They know your words didn't come from being mad. They came from being in the right place. You didn't speak to hurt. You spoke to set yourself free. That's why they're stunned. They saw you've become someone who doesn't bend, break, or say sorry for being clear. You've moved to a level where truth comes easy. And now, they worry about the next truth you might say, because it could show the parts of them they've never fixed. Something really big is waiting for you, and your rise can't be overlooked anymore. Amen. This is blessing number 1515. My dear child, the truth you let out that day didn't just shock them. It woke up something in them they'd been avoiding for years. When you spoke, it was like you pulled back a cover and showed a truth they thought you'd never touch. Their heart sank, their breath stopped, their mind went still. They felt a sharp hit of real life that shook their sureness, their ideas, their quiet thoughts about you. Something really big is waiting for you, and your voice has started making the way clear for it. Amen. This is blessing number 1616. But here's what they're hiding, the part they hope you never learn. They weren't just stunned. They were shown for who they are. Your words touched a feeling spot they'd kept closed off. Now, they're rushing to get back in control. They never thought your innocence would grow so quick. They never pictured you'd speak so in line that their lies, plans, and secret thoughts started to shake. They know you feel something, that you saw past them. And now, they're scared your next truth could pull apart everything they've guarded. They were stunned because you became the you their fear told them about. Sure, seeing, hard to guess. Something really big is waiting for you, and your waking up has started changing the whole tale. Amen. This is blessing number 1717. And this is the surprise that will surprise you. The thing going on when you're not looking. Right now, they're talking to someone about you. Their voice shakes, their words are all over, trying to say how one thing you said hit them harder than anything in years. They're going over that time again and again, trying to get how you stepped into your strength. They see you're not the same person they used to deal with, trick, look down on, or keep quiet. You've moved up. You've left the old you they thought you'd stay in. And now, they know they can't play with you anymore. They were stunned because your truth didn't just shake them, it took away their throne. Something really big is waiting for you, and the world is moving you to a big change they can't stop. Amen. This is blessing number 1818. My dear child, since those words came from you, they haven't been okay. Their sureness broke. Their pride shook. Their secret ideas about you fell apart like weak glass under truth's weight. They keep thinking about that moment, wondering how you got so calm, so sharp, so solid. They heard something strong in your voice, something they never thought you'd have. It wasn't mad feelings or upset. It was clear thinking. It was waking up. And that's what stunned them, because clear thinking is something they can't twist, hide from, or change. Something really big is waiting for you, and the world is lining up with your words. Amen. This is blessing number 1919. But now comes the part they fear most, the part they haven't shared with anyone. They felt shown the second you spoke. Your words hit the exact hurt they covered with sureness, reasons, and quiet. You touched the center of a truth they hoped you'd miss. They left acting fine, but inside, mess started. They overthought your sound, your time, your new strength. They wondered if you know more than you show, if you've figured out hidden things, if your inner sense is out of their reach. You stunned them because your truth was too right to be luck. It felt like fate talking through you, and fate doesn't miss. Something really big is waiting for you, and your voice changed the path. Amen. This is blessing number 2020. And here is the surprise. They can't say it out loud, the truth that scares them most. They're afraid of what you'll say next, what else you might show. Afraid another truth from you could break every lie they made. They're not calm because they see you don't just talk. You see, through feelings, plans, quiet. You've become someone who doesn't follow others' wants. That's why your words stunned them. They saw strength coming from you that they can't say no to or push down. And deep down, they know this is the start. They feel your next truth could change all. They're scared of losing the say they had in the story. Something really big is waiting for you, and your rise can't be stopped. Amen. This is blessing number 2121. My dear child, the more they try to forget what you said, the more it hurts. Your words weren't loud, but the quiet after was. It echoed in them, playing over like a hard truth they can't take. They felt their hold slipping, their sureness going, their made-up picture falling. They never thought you'd speak so exact, so strong, so with inner right that it shook under their pride. They were stunned because you said a truth they'd run from, and it got them. Something really big is waiting for you, and your waking up has started changing your whole fate. Amen. This is blessing number 2222. But let me show what's happening where you can't see. The shock you gave didn't stay in their head. It went to what they do. They've gotten quiet, too careful, very watchful. They're looking at what you do more than before, trying to see where this new you came from. They're afraid of how you grow, your seeing, the deep in your voice that showed their hidden weak spots without you knowing. They tell themselves they're fine, but their heart says no. Your words touched a spot untouched for years. Now, they fear if you speak again, the rest of their secret truth will break. Something really big is waiting for you, and your spirit is too strong to miss. Amen. This is blessing number 2323. And here comes the part they're trying hard to hide, the part that shows how much your truth hit them. They went to someone they trust and asked, "Why did they say that? How did they know? What made them talk like that?" Their voice shook. Their mind wouldn't rest. Their feelings were mixed. They're scared because your change didn't come slow. It burst out. They can't figure you anymore. Can't guess you. Can't understand you. You've moved to a new level, and it scares them because they know this time you won't stay quiet, small, or bossed. They're stunned because you've become the strong you the world always wanted. And now, your voice has fate in every word. Something really big is waiting for you, and nothing can stop it. Amen. This is blessing number 2424. My dear child, when your truth came out, their whole being felt shown. They tried to keep a normal face, but inside, their heart tripped. They felt seen, deep, right, hurt seen. Your voice hit the spot they'd guarded for years. The shock wasn't just feelings, it was spirit. They felt something old wake in you, strong, something they never thought you'd reach. They were stunned because your words had a force that felt lead, in line, can't touch. Something really big is waiting for you, and the world is making way with every truth you say. Amen. This is blessing number 2525. But here's the part they're fighting inside, the part they don't want seen. They didn't just feel stunned, they felt in danger. Your strength questioned their ease. Your clear exposed their mix-up. Your truth showed their plans in ways they can't hide. They keep thinking about that time, wondering how you surprised them so easy. They're overthinking your sound, time, look, trying to figure how you got brave to say what no one would. They're scared because your voice has power that changes whole ways and brings hidden truths out. Something really big is waiting for you, and their fear shows your rise started. Amen. This is blessing number 2626. And now the big show. They hope you never learn this truth. They're not sleeping well after what you said. They see they can't run your story anymore. You're not the one they looked down on. Not the one who stays quiet for peace. Not the you that bends for others' ease. You've moved to higher knowing, deeper sense, sharper seeing. And that scares them because they know if you talk again, your next words might show all they've hidden, planned, thought they could keep forever. They are stunned because your change is true. Your spirit rises. Your truth can't stop, and fate turns your way. Something really big is waiting for you, and nothing can block it. Amen. This is blessing number 2727. My dear child, the shock they felt hasn't gone. It's bigger. Your words didn't stun for a bit. They've echoed in their mind like an escape-proof warning. Every time they think they're okay, your voice memory hits harder. They felt something grow in you, power, clear, truth, and it's scared because they don't get who you're becoming. Your spirit shifts. Your sense sharpens. Your being can't be missed. Something really big is waiting for you, and they feel it coming before you. Amen. This is blessing number 2828. But the part they're hiding is most telling. Since you spoke, they've doubted themselves, asking why they reacted strong, why your truth cut deep, why their heart raced. They felt shown not because aggressive, but accurate. You hit their fear center, place no one sees. They see you've grown quiet, observed more than thought, understood more than said. Now afraid of you who sees through plans, masks, half-truths. You stun because you woke a side they thought asleep. Something really big is waiting for you, and your rise can't be denied. Amen. This is blessing number 2929. And now the truth they fear most, the one replaying in them nightly. They know you can't be tricked, looked down, or misseen. Your words weren't random, aligned, timed by holy, start of new you that doesn't take games, fakes, or traps. They're scared because they feel shift around you, cleaner, stronger, safe. Old ways won't work. You've moved to path where voice has weight, truth power, sense exact. They stunned because they know next say might break last illusion clung to. Something really big is waiting for you, and fate prepares chapter they can't touch. Amen. This is blessing number 3030. My dear child, your truth's echo shakes what they thought unbreakable. They thought they knew you, reactions, limits, quiet. But when spoke, old strong woke in you, something they never thought access. Voice had calm sure that pierced guards like never. Felt hold slip, sure crumble, hidden plans shake under clear weight. Stunned because words didn't just speak, revealed. Something huge waits. Their reaction proves world put new crown on your spirit. Amen. This is blessing number 3131. Now listen, shock didn't end there. Followed home. Sat alone, staring quiet, doubting approach to you. Wondered underestimate long, missed change signs, ignored quiet strength grow. Afraid what else know, say, truths not spoken. Single sentence made see not from feeling, from sense, line, power. Stunned saw you they never thought confront accurate. Something huge waits, every world force shifts make unstoppable. Amen. This is blessing number 3232. And hidden truth, one bury inside. Now believe see through them. Words exposed weakest, guarded years. Hit truth never face. Terrified presence. Watch different, treat different, think different every move. No stepped out you tolerated disrespect, trick, quiet. Stunned become unpredictable, untouchable, aligned destiny bigger influence. Fear next words, no voice power end illusions, start changes. Something huge waits, fate opens doors no shut. Amen. This is blessing number 3333. As we come to the end of this message, remember that your words have set in motion a powerful change. The universe is on your side, guiding you toward the huge blessings that await. Stay true to your voice, and watch as doors open and truths unfold. Amen. If this message touched your spirit, moved you, or even brought a tear to your eye, please don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button so this blessing can reach someone else who needs it tonight. Subscribe and turn on the little bell so you never miss the next word the universe wants you to hear. Your support means everything. And if this spoke directly to your soul, if you felt seen, understood, and lifted, consider sending a super thanks from $1 up to $100. Every single dollar, no matter how small or big, helps me keep creating these long, heartfelt messages that pour love and truth straight into your heart. Even a $2 super thanks tells me, keep going, sister. Someone out there is being healed by your voice. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for rising. Thank you for speaking your truth. I love you so much. See you in the next blessing.